Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zach and we're doing another ECOMI OMI VeVe video. Currently the price is 6635 and the low is 654 and a high 69250 over the past 24 hours. Now this video is mainly about metaverse stuff. Of course, a lot of people in the VeVe community are very excited every single time, most of the time, about drops, and metaverse is something that I don't think is covered a lot compared to, you know, other YouTubers necessarily. Kevin Anderson probably does the closest job of all to it with me. That being said, I want to go over some important metaverse news today because, you know, if you're bullish on VeVe and you're bullish on the VeVe metaverse, then I do think that there's more to look at than what has been looked at recently. Let's just jump into it, right? So metaverses wise, we have a lot to go over there because, of course, VeVe's metaverse doesn't exist yet, right? We have the VeVe showroom, which of course is like the closest thing to a metaverse in a way, in that it's a digital experience, right, where you can sort of walk around if you like. There's no sort of lore behind it or anything like that, lore being LORE specifically. Instead, obviously, you can just go around your showroom and, you know, put down your certain collectibles, etc. Now, when it comes to VeVe Metaverse, that is what we and myself and Val talk about when we're talking about $10 OMI price predictions and stuff. We're talking about all the utility that can come through a metaverse like that. Is my camera freezing? No, we're good. Okay. So with that being said, some metaverse news came out, and I'm trying to cover the metaverse and metaverse stuff on the channel more because, like I say, it's just not really spoken about enough in my opinion. Either way. So what are you looking at here? Well, this is Hyundai working with BTS. Now, if you're not sure who BTS is, it's a K-pop group, and when I say a K-pop group, it is the biggest K-pop group of all time. K-pop is huge, BTS is massive, and when I say massive, I don't even know how to even show how big BTS is. Like, it's actually ridiculous. I don't know even how to explain it. Like, they're like the Will Smith, the Leonardo DiCaprio. Those are actors, obviously. It's a music group. They're like the One Direction, if you like, of K-pop, and they are massive. If you say something bad about them on Twitter, you will have the stands come after you. Either way. Ready to jump into the epic journey with BTS. We are also waiting for the amazing new journeys with Hyundai mobility adventure available on Roblox. Leave your exciting expectations and your ID in the comment. We will randomly choose 10 winners who will be prized with a special item we prepared in Hyundai mobility adventure available on Roblox. So I'm not actually sure what this is going to look like. Why can't you turn down audio on this thing? It's so stupid. But essentially they're doing something in Roblox. Now, this is really important to me. I've never listened to BTS in my life. I don't really care about BTS specifically, or, you know, all the best to them, but mainly this is important because we have seen this happen before in a certain way before when it comes to metaverses. We want to see these sorts of events happening where you have BTS, or where you have Lil Nas X in Roblox, or you have Travis Scott in Fortnite, or you have Ariana Grande in Fortnite, or you have Marshmello in Fortnite. We've seen Justin Bieber as well work with Wave. I think it's called Wave XR or something, and that did incredibly, or at least is doing incredibly well. Let's have a quick look at that just so you're aware of what I'm talking about. So you can see right here that Justin Bieber has started working with a company. I believe Scooter Braun is also working on this company, which Scooter Braun is Justin Bieber's manager. An interactive virtual experience live November 18. Sign up for free for a free Wave account, and essentially you can watch Justin Bieber performing live on Wave right here. As you can see, that is Justin Bieber's feet as such, but it's not actually him. Of course, this is a digital version of him, like you would have a digital version of Batman or Spider-Man in VeVe. But of course, Batman and Spider-Man, I mean, Spider-Man, of course, there's certain additions you can get where he's animated, but, you know, you don't have Spider-Man doing webs yet in the showroom. Notice me saying yet, because I imagine VeVe will eventually put these in, because, again, Trevor has said many times that he wants these collectibles to be able to compete with physical collectibles, and so you got to use the digital animations and everything else that digital has in order to compete, in my opinion. Having said that, Roblox overtakes Activision Blizzard as most valuable gaming company in the US. This is huge, and when this showed up, I was both surprised but not surprised. Activision Blizzard, for those of you who aren't aware, and you really should be aware of this, if you're an investor, if you're holding stuff, really want to do, people say do due diligence, right? So I know that some of this won't be as interesting to some of you, but it doesn't really matter. The price will be affected by these things at the end of the day, right? So Roblox is important because Activision Blizzard is known for the following. Let's type in their games real quick. You will know most of them. So they run Call of Duty, and I mean all of them. Activision is the publisher behind Call of Duty, every single Call of Duty to date. You have Spider-Man. I'm not sure why it's not showing stuff like you have Overwatch, for example. You have World of Warcraft. I mean, if we just type in Blizzard games, even you'll see the games that they run. So we have Diablo, Overwatch, World of Warcraft, StarCraft, Heroes of the Storm. Now, as an example, StarCraft was literally, I believe, South Korea's national sport. So we're not talking some small games here. We're talking about the biggest stuff in the world, right? But Roblox, which some of you will be aware of it, a game that looks like this, which honestly, I guess people who aren't in the gaming scene, this almost looks like Fortnite anyway. Roblox has overtaken Activision Blizzard. Activision Blizzard, again, running Call of Duty, Overwatch, all these massive, massive, massive games, and Roblox have overtaken it. Activision Blizzard has been overtaken by Roblox as the most valuable gaming company in the US, despite the recent release of Call of Duty Vanguard, which is the newest Call of Duty. Of course, every year, Call of Duty or Activision publishes a new Call of Duty. As spotted by GameSpot, shares of Roblox increased by 40% on Tuesday following the release of its earnings report. The company is now valuated by the stock market at $62 billion, overtaking previous industry leader Activision Blizzard, which stands at $52 billion. EA holds the third place in the market with an estimated worth of almost $40 billion. Roblox only began trading publicly as of March this year. Companies often make the decision to do so in order to generate purchases, etc., right? It's not only the success of Roblox, but also the downfall of Activision Blizzard, which has caused this change in the stock market. Stock prices tumbled recently for video game publisher after it decided to delay the release of both Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2. Both upcoming titles have been delayed for an unspecified amount of time. Now, Overwatch specifically, was like the Fortnite of gaming back in around 2016, I remember, because I was just about finishing school. So all of that's happening, right? Obviously, they also have real problems, misconduct wise, and these are some real issues I'm aware of myself, because I actually work with and speak with people who work at these companies anyway. So I won't say what stories I know of, etc., because that's up to staff to talk about. But I know and speak with people on a regular basis who work at Activision Blizzard, who work at specifically Blizzard. Actually, in my case, I know people of, but. And then we have in other news, Battlefield 2024, which will release in early access on November 12th, have announced there will not be a voice chat. This is a really bad idea. You should have games, every game should have a voice chat, including the VeVeverse eventually. Not right now. I think it's going to take too much, but eventually the VeVe Metaverse should have a voice chat, because if you don't have a voice chat, people end up having to go to other areas of the internet to facilitate that need, right? So that will generally be Discord. Now, Discord is great by all means, but the more that you have users being able to use your service to communicate with people and to have a good time, those two things are incredibly important to keep people on your service. The more they will stay literally on your service, and the more essentially potential for OMI, right? Now, Jim Cramer has even put this out, right? Jim Cramer, of course, a lot of you will know who he is, says these 4 companies are the best ways to invest in the metaverse. Jim Cramer said Wednesday he believes there are 4 standout stocks that investors should buy if they want to bet on the success of the so-called metaverse. Mad Money host pointed to Facebook's parent Meta, Nvidia, Unity Software, and Roblox. I think it's a stupid... Actually, it's Epic. Tencent also... in my opinion, but that's a weird one because Tencent owns so much. The reason I say that is because Epic Games, yeah, maybe ish. Epic Games isn't. Tencent is like the most. Sorry, I'm trying to think about the best way to explain what I'm thinking about, but I'll try again later. Will younger people want a piece of this? I can't be sure. I'm not one of them, but I know money managers love it, etc. Let's have a quick listen to what Jim Cramer actually is talking about.
Unity did last night. This is a company. And if you want to do something wild and crazy and beautiful and inventive online, check out what Unity did last night. This is a company that makes software tools for video game developers. But last night they brought the tech division of Peter Jackson's Weta Digital, which handled all the cool visual effects in the Lord of the Rings movies, not to mention Avatar. Imagine being able to be an avatar of the person who made up the Avatar. I mean, that's real Avatarium. These are companies that are currently doing the best work in the metaverse. In the end, I think it will succeed or fail based on its ability to create powerful experiences. A troubled person who's lonely could use a card game that feels like you're around other human beings.
Okay, so I wasn't sure, and I still don't completely agree with everything he said, specifically the companies involved, but he's being very smart actually about the experiences and about, this is one massive thing about the metaverse, is it helps gaming itself has helped people who feel lonely oftentimes feel like they're actually connecting with people. And I actually feel like VeVe probably has a similar way. I know a lot of people who have got into VeVe, or yeah, I'm aware of a lot of people who have got into VeVe, who I'm not saying that people were lonely before VeVe by any means, but I think VeVe has definitely helped a lot of people's mental health, and that's why we see so much activity in the space. It's because everyone wants to chat with people who have similar interests. That's human being nature, right?
I think older people who can't go out might like to see a lecture by a digital Shakespeare watching Henry IV Part 2, perhaps even at the Globe. Or maybe they can just see.
And also, it's really important to think about introverts, right? Like, even myself, I would call myself, when I'm out in public, I'm not an extrovert by any means, shape, or form. Even as much as I can talk in front of a camera, I am not an extrovert in real life, generally at least. Now, personally, I've realized that a lot of introverts do really well with gaming because they're in their own space. They can control how the socials are going, i.e. do I want to mute someone? Do I want to block someone if they're being rude to me? Do I need to, and you don't have to speak with everyone. You don't have to be the life of the conversation, etc.
Metaverse production play itself. Going forward, there'll be many companies who try to claim they got a piece of the metaverse. But for now, it's Facebook, now Metaverse, which I know can do more for mental health, NVIDIA, which makes you look like yourself, Roblox, which is a lot of fun, and Unity, I can't even tell you what they got lined up with sports, but it's going to be great. They have you covered.
Okay, so NVIDIA is a tech company that does graphics cards and stuff. Now, they probably will have some level of play in the metaverse as he says, making avatars. It's not a good idea not to mention Tencent, because Tencent runs, or at least they own, I think it's a 40% stake in Epic Games. Tim Sweeney, the CEO, I think owns some majority shares. But Fortnite is basically Tencent, right? As far as Fortnite is Epic Games, right? I mean, and the other thing is Epic Games is Epic Games is not just Fortnite. Epic Games is the Unreal Engine. So Unity, what he's talking about there, is basically a parallel to Unreal Engine. Now, interestingly enough, Unity actually is what VeVe NFTs run on. It's like the engine that the game devs, because the people who make these NFTs for us, they are game developers. They know how to make digital content. That's what we see. Going further, though, can we see if there's anything else? While known in science fiction circles for years, Metaverse has been in the spotlight in recent weeks after Facebook. Executives at the firm, including Mark, have said the move was designed to reflect the company's ambition beyond social media, etc., etc. So remember what I was saying about like feeling lonely or being able to have a chat, and you know it being a bad idea for Battlefield 2042 not to have a voice chat? This is why, because you need to have a social space here. Roblox, on the other hand, has its own internal metaverse already, and it really does. Something I can show you, I guess, which this is getting to be a longer video, but you know we're making it interesting, I suppose. So we'll have a look here, because this is actually where I found the information that Roblox overtook it, and someone actually pointed out that in Roblox you could actually, I'm not sure if we'll be able to see it here, but you can actually like make your own games. So literally here, this is in Roblox apparently. Like, people are making games within Roblox. So it's not just a case of like some silly cartoon characters. I mean, it is, but you can turn those silly cartoon characters into anything. Mickey Mouse is as silly a cartoon character as you can think of. Are we clowning on Mickey Mouse? No, we've all been, you know, very excited over the Disney IP, right? So this is looking very, very exciting as far as the metaverse is concerned. And it's very exciting to see that things like Roblox overtaking Activision Blizzard. Activision Blizzard has been the gaming powerhouse for the past, like, however long, right? For a long time, years at the very least. They've taken the spearhead, the front, and now Roblox has overtaken it because they run probably the closest thing to a metaverse that you can think of. And so this is really important for VeVe. VeVe needs to, not anytime soon, and let me be very, very clear. I am not making this video to say, come on, VeVe, get on with it, we need it now. No, we don't need it now. What I'm getting at, though, is that if you are investing in OMI, and this is not financial advice, it never is, but if you're investing in OMI, or if you invest in anything ever, it's just general good practice to do due diligence. If you know what the project that you're investing in has potential for, then you can sort of see where things go past the hoping for $1, because realistically it's not rocket science, at least as far as I'm concerned. We need better exchanges, or at the very least more exchanges that are obviously visible for higher visibility and etc. But once that's done, are we gonna do we have to only talk about new exchanges? Like, do we only have to talk about the only thing that everyone knows about? Or can we talk about like actual innovation? Because realistically, like when people are saying, let's get to $1 first, like, okay, if you want to only focus on like the right ahead of you, by all means, but some of us actually want to think like 10 years ahead. So that's what I know Val thinks about a lot of the time. I mean, we've spoken about it many times. With that being said though, I am excited for this metaverse thing. Obviously, we are planning to see this over around Q1, Q2, as far as at least the first iterations is concerned. The first iterations are going to be crap, I'm not going to lie, compared to what you see in Roblox or in Grand Theft Auto or in Fortnite. And that's meant to happen because it's the first iterations. But the main point is that the vision is there. And as long as they can get the technology aligning with that vision, which will take a lot of time, years, very clearly, we will hopefully get them. I'm excited for that. If this video was interesting or helpful to you in any way, shape or form, a like is always appreciated. And if you would like to be kept happening in this topic every single day, most times today, this is my channel. I cover everything going on every single day. So if you want to be everything happening, hit that subscribe and notifications on. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you in the next VeVe video.